Back here at home, striking correction officers around the state are weighing their options tonight as they decide whether or not they'll return to work tomorrow.
Their decisions come after a tentative agreement between the state and the correction officers union was struck yesterday. Our Patrick Ryan joining us now with the details. Patrick.
Dave and Kelsey, following 4 days of mediation between the state and correction officers union, they came to that tentative agreement yesterday, as Dave mentioned, in an effort to try and end this unsanctioned strike. But it will ultimately be up to the striking officers whether or not they'll head back to work. Here's a look at the Attica and Wendy correctional facilities today. This tentative agreement is what's known as a consent award. It looks to address overtime concerns through shift and differential incentives. The National Guard will also remain for support and draw down as staff return to work. And one big sticking point for those striking all along has been the HALT Act. Per the consent award, the Corrections Commissioner will continue the temporary suspension of HALT programming elements for 90 days. In 29 days, the Commissioner will decide facility by facility whether reinstituting the suspended elements would create an unreasonable safety and security risk. A retired Attica officer says just looking at the faces of current officers, they're not happy with the deal.
They're all unhappy. I mean, they really, I mean, we're all I say we're, because I'm still part of them, okay? They're represented by a union. If the union gives them an order to go back in, they have to go in. Otherwise, you know what they are? They're a man on an island. They got nobody to help them. Right now, we're all together, okay? So, I mean, with that being said, not having a vote in it is kind of a tough pill to swallow.
And on days when there's less staff available, a circuit breaker staffing metric will be used to determine if a facility-wide emergency exists associated with inadequate staffing. As a result, general population programming could be suspended and certain HALT provisions on those days. The deadline to return to work without departmental discipline is tomorrow for individual officers' scheduled shifts. That doesn't include any Taylor Law fines. The governor did release a statement last night saying reaching the consent award addresses many concerns raised by correction officers and put docs back on the path to safe operations. A union spokesperson tells us it's not believed there will be further mediation. Patrick Ryan, News 4.